After weeks of setting records, the World Cup is finally experiencing the inevitable decline. Headline at Front Office Sports: World Cup ticket prices tumble after host bounced. Ticket prices for the quarterfinals have declined 52%. The average decline across all remaining World Cup matches is around 42%. Ironically enough, and I didn't even realize this because the media has been hyping the success of the World Cup for weeks, and rightfully so. But there was a 40% decline in ticket prices in the knockout round. Now, in fairness to the World Cup, tickets are still selling for thousands of dollars in some cases. For example, tickets for France versus Morocco, which is a high profile matchup between two Islamic countries. Tickets are selling for just over $1,000. Tickets for the World Cup final in New York City have already declined 9%, but they're still selling for around $8,000, $9,000. And my guess is those prices are going to fall even further. This was really a worst case scenario for FIFA. The three host countries, Mexico, Canada, and the greatest country on earth, America, all three host countries have been eliminated. And I'm sure FIFA aren't the only ones concerned about the host countries being eliminated. Monday night was a disaster for Fox. With America in the World Cup, Fox was seeing massive ratings. The only thing you could compare World Cup ratings to is the NFL. Games featuring the United States were averaging 30, 40 million viewers. I believe their game Monday night against Belgium, it set temporary records with 42 million. The question going forward is, will that American audience remain now that we have been eliminated? Now, fortunately for FIFA, the early returns look promising. The match the other night between Mexico and England drew 44 million viewers, a new record. So maybe FIFA will be able to maintain American interest. But I think it is going to be difficult. Me personally, I'm only interested when America is playing. Matter of fact, I'm only watching soccer, period, when America is playing in the World Cup. I have zero interest in watching Major League Soccer. I have zero interest in watching the Champions League or the UEFA, or whatever the hell they call it in Europe. My interest in soccer disappears as soon as America is eliminated in the World Cup. Now, how many people are like me? That remains to be seen. Now, that being said, I thought the World Cup was compelling. This World Cup was the first time that I have sat down for 2-3 hours and watched a complete soccer game. And I'll be honest with you, I thought it was great. I thought it was entertaining. It's a hell of a lot better than that garbage the WNBA claims as basketball. But without America in the tournament, I just don't have any interest in the other countries. Last night, I saw a report from the New York Post. U.S. men's national team to split World Cup revenue with the women's team. I had forgotten all about this. I had forgotten that the men are essentially being forced to share their hard-earned money with the women, even though the women's team hasn't done a damn thing for that money. Thanks to Meg Rapinoe, the inspiration of prepubescent boys, thanks to the Megster, the U.S. men's national team, they have to split their revenue with the women's team. This is what equity looks like. How in the hell is this equity? How is forcing the men to share their revenue with women who don't play in the World Cup until next year? How exactly is that equitable? Wouldn't true equity be both sides sharing equal revenue? Well, Uncle Casey, they do share. Next year, the women will share their revenue with the men. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is the men generate significantly more. During the last World Cup, the men generated $6 billion globally, while the women generated $500 million. So, someone please explain to me how that's equitable. It is going to be interesting to see if the World Cup can maintain American interest throughout the rest of the tournament. I have my doubts. Even though interest in soccer has grown in this country, it's still not really considered to be a mainstream sport, but maybe I will be proven wrong. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on Sunday.